It's about how to approach targeting post-ID. Please do stick around and stay in this room. Really pleased to welcome Vanessa to the stage, please.
We are moving into a significant time with the industry where we're facing a far bigger movement of signal loss as opposed to cookiepocalypse. And we're having to address signals beyond just the third-party cookie that will soon be facing disruption, such as IP addresses, device fingerprinting, SDK targeting, email-based identifiers, and more. And add to this additional pressures weighing in, as Jesh echoed in his Q&A just there. These are headed in one direction. But at the core of this, what's really driving it is the fact that consumers are demanding change. And despite all the changes happening with Google Chrome, over 70% of the UK population are now voting with their thumbs and prioritising their privacy over profiling. They're masking their identity online every single week using a range of methods from incognito mode, VPNs, clearing their cookies, fake information. And with this trend growing, we are reaching a critical junction when it comes to targeting and measurement for brands. And some might see this as a dead end, but it's important that we view it as a pivotal opportunity to innovate and grow, as opposed to continuing down the same route with workarounds. And we're already starting to see this shift in some of the big ad tech players at play, moving from more deterministic to probabilistic models, and even blending the two to try and plug the holes left by signal loss. But to really get an understanding and a real sense of what our consumers are doing, we have to reach and engage them in that messy middle in a way that's truly privacy-centric but drives relevance. And we believe ID-free intent has a huge role to play here. But what do we mean by this? So essentially, ID-free intent is targeting off real-time signals of interest in a product or service without relying on any personal identifiable information, historical profiles, or demographics. So you're setting brands up for the long-term success in a post-ID world. And if you think about all of us as consumers, when we go online, we're expressing our intent in countless number of ways, from what we're searching for, the content we're consuming, down to the browser that we're using, the location and the time of day. And for brands to be able to leverage these data signals, they're able to open up their advertising to anyone and everyone who's interested in that given moment in time. And though intent marketing isn't a new concept, with the advent of machine learning, it's been able to go that much further and at unprecedented scale. And Nano's own intent targeting platform, Lift, has been at the forefront of this shift for some time now, underpinned by contextual targeting. However, in the wake of signal loss and addressing the needs that brands are having around accuracy and scale, we're expanding upon our capabilities and going further by adding on more and more layers of intent data, going deeper to the point where we're now analysing over 4.9 billion data signals from across the open web every single day. And we're using this to fuel our latest innovation, intent personas, which is ID-free audience targeting. And it's essentially empowering brands to make this transition into a post-ID world without having to radically change the way they do things. So you can just get an idea from this pyramid here how it's almost a complement to their existing data strategies that they're already doing, just offering them up greater scale and maintaining that high level of accuracy. So whether it's parents, millennials, Gen Z, sports fans, we create each audience segment with rigor by undertaking multi-source research process, which is then overlaid with real-world consumer panels, which help us identify those nuances, help us map out that messy middle process, and strip out any bias from targeting. And then using machine learning, we're able to indicate those high-propensity intents of which to target against. And these are available across, as off-the-shelf personas across any DSP of your choice from today. But if brands want to take it a step further, a very talented team of data scientists will work closely with you to align with whatever data set you're currently sitting on, be that your own first-party data or additional audience research. And then we go through the same process of building a custom segment with the same level of rigor. And this is just a snapshot of the depth and breadth of research that our team undertakes to give you that full scope and understanding of that audience segment. So this is for Gen Z, and it's available to download after this session. But to get a wider perspective of how our insights are used to inform and add value at each stage of that campaign journey, you can see from here. So from that initial pre-planning stage, we're able to use our insights to inform the content and context in which to reach your audiences in. We then move into the activation stage where we use the insights to inform on those creative executional tactics. And then most significantly now into the measurement and optimization space, where you can see we've been delivering outcomes through the funnel for a number of clients, which I'm just going to flag up here for you to have a quick look at. So we've got some top-line results from Maersk, Superbet and Heineken, 3 very different industries, very different objectives and target audiences, and they've all used personas in a different manner of ways, whether it be off the shelf, they've created custom segments with us, and in Heineken's case, we partnered with Oconnell to overlay shopper data with our alcohol drinker segment to be able to identify those high propensity areas in which to target, and then that enabled us to measure incremental sales uplift, which is fantastic, and we've actually been shortlisted for an award this week for campaign. But sorry, I know they're competitors of yours, Sam. Sorry, but this just goes to show the value through the funnel that we can offer. So. And then just pinning it back to the fidelity of ID-free solutions such as ours. So we've been in market now for a good 6 months. So we've tested this with a number of clients and overlaid that with brand lift studies to determine the accuracy of the respondents that we've worked with. And we found that 76% of audience respondents actually aligned to the target segment, which is around 56% more than cookie-based solutions. So I hope that gives you that assurance and confidence that even without cookies, you're still able to achieve outcomes through the funnel. So in summary, as we transition into this post-ID world, it is an opportunity for us to innovate and grow as opposed to continuing down the same route with workarounds. And we are committed to working with brands to ensure they fulfill this transition, offering them a solution that is easy to implement. It has consumer privacy at the core and it delivers on outcomes. Okay, and I've just popped the consumer research piece there that backs up that 70% stat if you're interested and want to have a look at. And signal loss, which is our latest white paper that just breaks down all those signals in addition to third-party cookies, so you can get an idea of the full breadth and impact that will have further down the line. Thank you.